what time were you?
Electronic, I was, I think 11.9 maybe,
So
something
you
like.
came to me, you were 11.9 electronic, and we worked on being open, being patient, also
Yeah,
adding a bit of volume to what you're
yeah,
doing in terms of making you do the 200, kind of doing those kind of things. And then we were
yeah.
able to get to 11:30. In today's video, we're going over how to improve your block starts with Shawn. Shawn is 16 years old. When he first came to me about 3 months ago, he ran very tight and compact, really small steps. He was the perfect example of someone who spun their wheels and thought they were running fast when really they were not. And honestly, Shawn has a lot to work on still. We had a lot to work on from the beginning, but you can see the significant changes over the 3 months that we worked together, including his ability to open and lengthen his stride and get some nice PRs in that time. So please enjoy the video. And what were you doing before that you didn't like?
Not that I didn't like, but like I couldn't. Well, driving with it would have been weird because my block start was based on speed. So me trying to drive
Mm,
with it and get like the
yeah,
stride length wouldn't have worked.
I see.
Yeah,
Understood. So how'd these feel compared to how you used to do them?
more. They felt more open, like
Yeah, these
way
look
more.
a lot better. A lot better,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
A lot better. Like so you're learning so much and I'm curious if you feel more in control or not. I didn't want to say anything because I don't if I say that and then you say, "Yeah, that's how I felt," then like I just
Gave me the answer. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So
I f- mm, I felt quick today with those kind of starts, but it would fluctuate kind of, and like because there was loads of videos I sent you,
mhm,
but we only picked the three, and the
mhm.
three were the good ones. So in
That's
like
okay,
in like
because uh,
yeah, in like 10 reps, maybe three of them came off the way I wanted to. So it's the ones that came off good, like this one, I really loved it. It felt like really, really good.
yeah. You can feel a difference, right? Like
Yeah.
I know like I get it because you're not the only one who does it who spins their wheels. Now you know what it's like to spin your wheels versus the rhythm that you have in these are
Mm,
going to last all the way. It's going to last until 80 meters, and then you'll
mm,
start to break down. It'll be much more different than when you spin your wheels. You're good for like 50, 60, and then you break
yeah.
down. You have nowhere else to go because you didn't push out of the back.
Yeah,
So you will feel a difference, and I hope that if you can do this, this will lead to a PR.
I felt quicker, like, when I was, like, transitioning kind of when I was going down the track, I felt quicker coming out of
Yeah,
these dry phases.
you should. And you keep doing this, and then the next big unlock for you as you still master this is
Mm,
going to be your strength, because when you can put your foot down into the track like this and go out 7 feet, you're going to have
mhm,
a nice stride, right?
yeah,
It's because so this is the piece for you that's interesting, right? Because you're tall, um, it's even harder for you to move weight, right? Like
mm,
when you see weightlifters, they're pretty compact,
yeah,
right? Because if you only have to move a lot of weight a certain distance, then it's easier than moving it a longer distance.
mm,
And so when we do like squats, for example, or press, and by we I mean, I just consider I'm not tall as you, but
mm,
we have to move that weight from here all the way up and all the way down, right where um, you have less gravity to fight. Yes, you spend less time fighting gravity pushing down on you, right? At
yeah,
9.8 negative 9.8 meters per second squared, right?
yeah,
And so what I'm saying is that you mentioned it at the last call, right? Which was that this way of running is harder.
Mm.
but it's supposed to be harder, but the the gain on the other side of that is so much bigger than how you were running when it was easy.
Yeah, I mean, this dry phase wasn't too hard, like, in terms of, like, sprinting, like, the dry phase was quite easy, especially one of the ones I sent you when I was open-handed, that one was quite easy, but
Yeah, you
the
probably
actual
need to run
sprinting when you're
again.
upright is actually yeah. No, not this one.
The other one?
Yeah, this one was one of the first ones I did though, which was quite good, like,
Yeah,
so
you
if
definitely need to open your hands.
do I?
Uh, yeah,
This
yeah.
one felt easy.
Yeah, you need to open your hands, okay?
It feels
For
so much it feels so weird to open your hands and, like, I just don't like it.
why'd you do it here?
Because I've done it in the past and it's good for my start.
Okay.
Then
So
I
you
but
should
then I'd have to close my hands as I transition upright, and I just don't wanna be thinking about that.
no, no, you leave them open the whole race.
I've run with them open before, I don't like it at all.
It's not about what you like, it's about what makes you faster.
Yeah, I did that this season, it just doesn't help me.
When'd you close it?
Um, I think it was last month I started closing them again. I ran open palmed for a while. If you see the, clip I sent you that I wanted you to race, um, I was open-handed there.
Okay. I mean, you already run tight and tense, and balling your
Mm.
fist up is not going to help. Look at the difference there. Well, you always push off the block kinda good, actually. Um, that's nice. You need to do, how much do you stretch? Mm,
Every night and every morning.
okay.
Not like everything. I stretch my for my doctor and my chiropractor stuff.
You do what they have taught you to do, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
for my doctor, yeah.
Yeah. You might wanna add in that was a nice step. You might wanna add in, just go on YouTube or whatever and search for, like, yoga for runners or yoga for
Mm,
sprinters or stretching for runners. That we wanna get these hips, um, loosened. How many
yeah.
hurdle walkovers do you do?
No, I don't do 'em.
Yep, I know that. Right, so you want to learn do you have hurdles at the track?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you go to the Speed Lab fundamental course, and you
Mm.
look at learn what hurdle walkovers are, and you need to do those every day.
I know what they are, I just don't do 'em. But what spacing would I have between them?
They're right next to each other.
Right, okay.
They're right next to each other. Go watch the thing and after this and then, or tomorrow, you start doing them, right? Your hips are
Mm,
tight. So, you're doing a much better job of being open,
mm,
all right? This is what I'm looking for. Your hips are tight, and you don't have the strength that we want to see. Now, strength is something that takes a while. You can begin kinda working on it until
mm,
August, um, but it ta you also have to get more flexible. Like a long muscle is a strong muscle. We don't
mm,
want to get strength in the sense of dense and compact muscles. We want a muscle that is strong and pliable.
mm.
Okay. Um, so hurdle walkovers, I know you've seen Noah Lyles do hurdle walkovers or fill in the blank. Just about every
In fact, I
sprinter
have
I've ever seen, every track
yeah,
athlete I've ever seen has done hurdle walkovers for
yeah,
every warm up they've ever done. Not
yeah,
ever
I
done,
think
but they had to learn at some point, but once they learn, they do them every time.
yeah, I've done them before actually, just I don't do 'em consistent. I've done, like, 2, 3 times maybe.
Yeah. So you need them, every day.
Right.
Well, that's another problem, but we already talked about that. You need to go to the track more often. And by
Mm,
every day, I mean 6 days a week.
mm,
5 days a week is like, "All right, I'll give you 5," but 4 is not quite cutting it. But anyway, every time you're at the track, you need to be doing hurdle walkovers.
mm.
And then when you're not doing hurdle walkovers, you need to find, um, again, yoga or stretching for runners, and they'll have a bunch of hip
Yeah,
stuff for you to do. Okay?
yeah. I really like this one here.
Yeah, very nice.
Mm.
Okay, you're too tight. So, how do you breathe? You have to learn how to breathe.
Nah, I just breathe normally.
Yeah, you're too tight.
Mm.
Um, which is going to make you compact,
Mm.
right? I
That
like.
one didn't that
Mm,
one didn't feel too tight. Some of them did feel tight. That one felt quite loose and nice.
yeah, I can. I mean, from what I'm looking at, it looks tight,
Mm.
and you can see it in full speed a bit more. Look at the shoulders. So you remember in the video, yeah, your is this position that I don't necessarily. So this is what lets me know that you're tight,
Mm.
right? You see that position where the head is forward and the body is back.
Yeah.
That lets me know that you're running tense and inside of here rather than being this way. Here's what I mean, right? So I'm trying to give you compliments because I can't just only tell you the negative. I told you this before, right? But because I
Mm.
say it looks better, this doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you're done with the journey of stride length, right? What
Mm.
should happen is that once you get strong and perfect your stride length, then your stride turnover comes as a result of that. What you're
Mm.
trying to do is put your stride turnover first and then hoping that you can just adjust your length. But I'm telling you, it's not like to make the kind of adjustments that you're trying to make or that you think you're making,
Mm.
being able to manipulate your stride turnover and stride length in the way that you want to takes mastery. And you're not a master yet.
Mm.
You're not doing actually what you think you're doing. Okay. So let's just watch. Right. So you see how your hips are sitting back? This is so by the way, this is one of the ones you said this is probably my best one.
Mm.
Okay. Were you able to see your hips trailing
Mm.
behind you? Okay. Not
Yeah.
bad blocks. This is good. But then look at how you don't push. Look at this.
Mm.
You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Hips way back here.
So
Okay.
we need to come forward.
Yeah, you need to push. You need to actually push off this leg. Look at how you don't go anywhere. Look at
Mm.
this. You go nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And and the again, this is what I'm well, let me okay, whatever. Look, you don't push.
That's true. The legs fully extended.
No, it's not. Look at the bend.
Right.
That leg doesn't look fully extended to me. Does it
Right.
to you?
It looks extended to me, yeah.
Look at your hip. Okay, we'll go
Mhm.
to this. Like this one's better. It's still not fully extended, but it's better, right? Here's
Mm.
what here. I got you. I got you. Watch this. Here you go. So this kid runs a 10-4.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Watch. Okay, this is decent push off the blocks.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at how that leg gets. But
Are we trying to look like that on every single stride?
yeah.
Right.
I mean, not as exaggerated, but look at that. You fall. Look at how you fall into the track.
Mm.
Right? Where are you going right now? Can you see where you're going? Down,
Mm.
not this way. Look at you see? You never get here.
Yeah. Mm.
You see
Yeah, I
the
see.
difference?
Yeah.
Now watch his second step. Look at that. Watch your second step. Now can you see?
Mm.
Look at the leg. It's right here.
Yeah.
Now we go to the next step. You see?
Yeah.
Look at the distance of, look at even this foot. Look at how high it is. Look
Mm.
at yours, dragging.
Yeah. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to keep going, but I will for one more maybe. Boom. Once again, separation. Look at the arms. Look at his elbows, knees, feet. Now let's go to yours. All right. You see the difference in the angle here.
Yeah.
This is actually decent. I give you that. This can come up a little bit more.
Mm.
Okay. But can you see the difference between the two?
Yeah.
So that's
You
a
need more
10-4.
separation.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, okay.
And the reason you're doing that is because you're focused on stride frequency.
So I just need to push more.
Yeah, well, it goes even further than that. Watch.
When I first came to you,
Yeah.
11.5 hand timed, but electronic I was 11, I think 11.9 maybe.
So you
And
came to me, you were 11.9 electronic, and we worked on being open, being patient, also
yeah,
adding a bit of volume to what you're
yeah,
doing in terms of making you do the 200, kind of doing those kind of things. And then we were
yeah.
able to get to 11:30, wind aided.
We can see the 7.6 60-meter guy. That's a better start for me, but I was testing that out as I said. So
Was that this
yeah,
guy?
yeah, yeah. I think that like if I did my actual start, it could have been an 11.1 or 11.0, maybe even a 10.9 if I kept going as I was. So
Yeah, maybe. So the thing is that when you start the way that you did here,
yeah,
right, what happens is that you set up the race on the back end, which is
yeah,
why you were able to come back and get this guy, right?
yeah,
But when you start the way that you have been starting before, it also sets up the race on the back end, but for a not good reason.
yeah,
Okay. So from the start to the 20 meters or so, that basically tells us how the race is going to go. So if you try to do the old form, I mean, it's worth a shot, maybe. I would guess that you'll end up with the same problem you had before you came to see me, which is a great start, but then you end up getting caught.
mm,
Now, what actually should happen is that you continue to work in this fashion and don't get caught up with the fact of who's in front of you and just run your own race, right? Did you see? You know how, I mean, that's how Noah Lyles does it, never gets a great start.
yeah,
I don't know if you saw the women's race in the 100 today, the Prefontaine Classic. It's a
yeah,
big race in the US, and
yeah,
Sha'Carri Richardson got a not the best start, but came back very well. She ended up getting second, but it's another example of how the start is not,
yeah. I know the
you
guy
know,
with the best. So you told me this. The guy with the best top end speed wins the race, but when you've got to start like I do, you said it yourself. The start was my best asset for a while. So when you got to start like I do, you want to be utilizing it as well as what you can do if you got top speed. Because imagine you gave Noah Lyles Christian Coleman start,
then he wouldn't be Noah Lyles. That's what I'm saying.
he would be better than Bolt.
No, that's not
No,
right.
Noah's top end speed. Noah has some of the
No,
best top end
so
speed in life.
no, no, no. So You can't say those kind of right. That's a misconception because the reason Noah Lyles has excellent top end speed is because of how patient he is in the start. He would not have the same top end speed if he started like Christian Coleman. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason that he's Noah Lyles is because he's so patient in the start. It looks like a bad start, but it's his race that he developed his own style. But that's also why he walks people down at the end of the race. If he tried to do what Christian Coleman did, he wouldn't be Noah Lyles that walks people down in the end of the race. Instead, he would be the person who gets walked down at the end of the race.
I mean, like,
That's
if
not
you
to say, hold
yeah,
on, that's not to say that he's not trying to have a Christian Coleman start, but he can't manipulate his own running form to be like Christian Coleman in the beginning and then somehow in the middle of the race transition to Noah Lyles. That's not how it works, right? Because I
yeah,
told you this sets up the rest of the race. So there's no he can't end up getting he can't do Christian Coleman to 20 and then at 20 meters decide to be Noah Lyles. It doesn't work that way, right?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. The,
yeah,
but I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Noah Lyles is just like super happy that he has not the best start and he's not trying to improve it. That's not what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm just saying if he tries to rush the beginning, and you know how he's trying to improve it, but I don't know his journey, but I guarantee you he went through a process of feeling like his start is slow and trying to rush the start, and then it did not pay off on the back end of the race. And so
yeah,
now he's trying to figure out how do I not rush my start, get a good start, and still finish strong,
yeah,
right? So I guarantee you that he also explored with, okay, my start is the bad part. Let me fix it. And then once he quote unquote fixed his start, he ended up not doing well at the end of the race. And he was like, okay, well, my start was better, but that didn't matter because I actually finished worse than before.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah. But I mean, like, if you had like Coleman's like proper 60 and then Lyle's like top end speed, I'm not because I know it would alter him if he did that. But I mean, if he kept that top end speed and had Coleman start, then I think he'd be better than both.
Um, I don't know about that. I think Bolt actually has a Christian Coleman like ish start, maybe not as good,
Yeah,
but then he's
both did have.
also 6'4",
Yeah,
right? And Noah
yeah,
Lyles is not.
yeah,
He's not 6'4". So, and then you can do that about anyone though, right?
mm,
If Christian Coleman had his start, but he was 6'4", then he would beat Usain Bolt. If,
yeah,
you can do that about anyone, but that's what makes runners in the race exciting is because
yeah,
you're not able to just do those kind of things and create a
yeah,
Frankenstein runner, right?
yeah,
That's what makes it exciting. Some runners have certain strengths. Some runners are great on the turn, some are not. Some runners are great in the start, some are not. Some runners
yeah,
end really fast, some are not. The thing that made Usain Bolt is he had everything. Good
yeah,
start, right? He wasn't the first one out, but he was even with everyone else. And then
yeah,
he's 6'4" and he had the best finish. It's
yeah,
200, excellent turn runner. Comes off the turn in first place, nobody's catching him after that. That's what makes him who he is. Now,
yeah,
why hasn't someone been able to match him? Well, no one that's 6'4" can start like him, right? That's the journey that we're on. And then no one who's 5'10" can finish like him. So
yeah,
no one's been able to match him yet,
yeah,
right? So all I'm saying is I don't, it might be worth a shot for you to give the old start a try and see what happens. My guess is that because your old start was so you were cheating yourself of
yeah,
speed because of how quick you were trying to turn over, my guess is that if you do your old start, that by right here,
Yeah.
this guy who you just came and beat would come back and beat you. That's my guess.
I
Because
think yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think that even if you watch us stride, I'm striding with similar frequency that I was beforehand, and like I don't think it's that. I think it's that I didn't know what I was doing technique wise. I was just running, but this time I focused on technique. And if you look at the strides, they're both long and they're both striding at the same time. And I feel like if I combine my start with the transition I had, then it would be like a 10, definitely.
that's so this is what I'm saying. You got to listen, okay?
Yeah,
The reason that you're like this here, even though these are short still, you can still gain more distance on these.
yeah. I
Look at
looked
how
at
you
that.
finish, right?
Yeah,
Look at how tight you are when you finish. This is a
yeah,
result of not running enough speed endurance and the
yeah.
200s. You want to finish strong, you need way more 200s, you need way more speed endurance.
I
But look at
mm,
this, right? The
yeah,
reason that these are like this is
yeah,
because of how patient you were here. This is what I'm saying.
right.
This part, the patience here,
Mm,
paid off here.
yeah,
Now, if we watch your other races, what happens here?
I get caught.
Why?
Because I get tired.
Why?
Because I go like I roll out way too quickly
Yeah,
and I use all my energy.
you spin your wheels in the start. You give up. You give up all of this race in
Yeah,
order to win to this line. You're trying to win
yeah,
to this line, and then you end up dying.
yeah.
You right?
You know what?
Now,
It's kind of hard though because
here's
I
mhm.
in the race I kind of trip. Well, not trip, but like one of my strides was off mid race, and that threw off my frequency. Because you see, me and him are striding at the same time. Then you see we just stopped striding at the same time because something threw up my like a ground contact time was too long. It threw off my frequency, and that threw off the strides. If you get what I mean. And like
Yeah, that's
it was
just practice. Just practice.
yeah, it was hard. It's first time using the technique, so I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah. Now here's what I will say about the beginning that you can
Yeah,
improve. Rather than technique, it's strength.
yeah,
Okay? You want to be strong here.
yeah,
First of all, look how this is short still.
yeah,
Okay? So you're still on the short side of things even though it's better.
yeah,
All right? So watch this. Let's see if I can see here. This is the same race, right?
yeah. You can barely see
Can't really see
anything.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, the guy next to you is kind of blocking it, but you can see it here.
yeah. It's kind of short, but I've
Nice push.
yeah,
Boom, that's a little short. So this is what I mean by strength. When you have strength,
yeah,
you're able to combine the length and the turnover that you're looking for. But because you don't
yeah,
have strength, you're not able to push off here yet and
yeah.
here,
Can I show
right? You're
you
not
one?
able to push here.
Can I show you one of the recordings I took of a different start before a race? Because I was playing around with my start a bit because it's an open, so I was testing some like starts and stuff. So I'll show you one of the starts I did, which was
Sure,
different to
one
this
second,
one.
we gotta go through here.
All right.
Yeah, send it to me. These are
Yeah.
much
Okay.
better though. Your drive here.
Yeah.
You're also looking. Where are you looking?
I'm looking down the track. Not too far down.
You're
When I'm
looking.
driving, I'm looking at 10 meters in front, but then my body automatically brings me up.
Yeah, this drive phase isn't long enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happened. This guy's in front of you.
I panicked. Yeah.
You panicked and you stood up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens at the end of the race? Why does this happen?
Because my drive phase wasn't long enough.
Exactly. So so here, look. This guy's in front of you, right? You have a nice acceleration. Look at how much
Yeah.
you're gapping him, and then the gap
Y
stops growing. Like,
yeah.
you still gap, now the gap stops growing. It's because you
Mm.
stood up so early, right?
Yeah.
And so this is exactly the point that we were trying to make earlier, which is when you do your old start, your top end speed comes here.
Yeah.
And if your top end speed comes here, we know that how long can we maintain our top end speed?
About 30, 40 meters.
About 30, 40 meters. So we're at about 10 meters here.
No,
So
that's
we're
not 10.
hitting, we're,
That's like 20.
yes, no, it's not.
Is it?
Yeah, no, no way that's 20 meters.
Where did you stop it?
Well, let's count how many steps. One,
Alright.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's about 10. And now you're
Yeah.
up and running, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely not 30 meters. And then you hit your top end speed. Now you're accelerating to top end speed. And maybe you hit top end speed around here. You begin to grow. And now you're decelerating the rest of the race.
Yeah.
So you're decelerating for maybe 40 meters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see the red line that I just drew?
Yeah.
Is that about 10 or what?
Um, hold on. Oh, no, because I think that first white line was like 20. You have to count 8. You'd have to count,
Yeah.
7 steps
Yeah.
there.
I think you're right. I think it's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, the eighth step is where I cleared 10
Yeah.
meters.
Good. Okay. So you already drove better in this one. We know it's we know that you panicked in the race and that threw you
Yeah.
off a little bit. Not used to
Yeah.
having someone next to you. You're used to being in the lead.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it better
Mm.
than the race start. But that's not
Yeah.
uncommon for, you're not the only sprinter that panics inside of races and does a little something different than practice.
Yeah.
This is why I say like you have to practice the craft of racing as well,
Yeah.
which you're doing very good at. It's really good that you decided to come to this extra meet even though you weren't
Yeah.
originally planned to run here. Also, you got a PR, so that's pretty cool.
Mm.
Very nice. Yeah, this step is better than the race step. Boom. You don't get here in the race.
Yeah.
That what you just did here, that knee that comes through. Look at how when you put that foot down, okay?
Yeah.
When this foot comes down,
Yeah.
boom, you just gain distance right here. Boom. This
Yeah.
is nice and relaxed. Step down. See, this one's short. You see the difference there? Short.
Yeah.
You don't get this. Boom. You don't get that on this step. That
I
one's
think
a
I
little
do.
short.
I think that one was longer, it's just the angle.
Um, but I doubt it. Boom. You could
Yeah.
see that you push well here. You push well here. Oh, maybe.
I think that
Maybe.
leg's
That
full
doesn't look bad
extended.
actually. You might be right. Boom. Yeah, you're right. Boom.
Yeah, that leg's long.
Nice.
Yeah. When it gets a bit shorter,
Yeah, then it gets a bit shorter.
it's harder to transition, man. I was focused on
No,
trying to transition. Like the start, I knew I had the start, then the strides get longer again. I knew I had the start, but then the transition, and then once I've transitioned, it just gets longer again, which is really good.
yeah. Yeah, you just have to remain patient still. I know it seems like a long time, but
Yeah,
still patient in the drive and even patient in your transition.
yeah,
Okay. Don't be in a rush to stand up and go because we know what happens on the back end of the race if we rush that.
yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you can see where I transition, and if you watch it in full speed, you can see it, like, really well, and the strides just go longer.
Much better. These are some of your best starts that I've seen.
Yeah,
Very good.
thank you.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, you just keep on with it, and you'll get your 10.
Yeah, I think I can, definitely. So,
Mhm.
do you see what I mean, though, with the open hand to start, then when I close them and, like, go with a technique?
I think that's way too much thinking. Uh, if it happens naturally, great, but I I don't feel like those are relaxed hands. I feel like you're quite tight,
Yeah,
okay? And when you tighten these, this tightens, and then this tightens, and then
yeah,
this tightens, and then this tightens, and you see, remember how we talked about you running with your head forward,
yeah,
right? So that's what you get. So,
yeah,
you know, like, I mean, I'm much less worried about your hands compared to
yeah,
your stride length. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but I would these in my opinion look like, yeah, I mean, look at your head, right? You're doing like the bobbing chicken,
yeah,
right? Like you're bobbing for apples. Look at the head moving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You're straining and
yeah,
right. You're learning though. You're learning to loosen up. You're learning this perfect balance of sprinting that's so difficult, which is being relaxed,
yeah.
but running at max speed.
Yeah. I think with this technique, it's easier to do that because I don't it's hard to strain using this technique unless you're going, like, all out, like,
Yeah.
really all out, and I feel like in this one, I was going really all out because obviously it's before a race, I wanna make sure I'm 100%, but then
Hmm.
it causes you to strain a bit, but if you're not going, like, all out, and I mean, like, 200%, and I'd only do that to catch someone, 200%, then,
Hmm.
yeah, it's hard to strain
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm less like, why did you open your hands in the beginning?
because it's just easier to start with my hands open, I don't know why. For me, it's just easier, like, more range of motion and everything.
Yeah. I stick with the same advice I gave, which is open your hands. Um,
I mean, I could try it because it's just experiments. I used this race to experiment, so I should have really tried to open my
yeah.
hands to this one, but, it's a
I
learning
mean,
curve.
yeah, of all the things to worry about, I don't know that that's the main thing,
Yeah,
although it could be, but I don't think so.
yeah,
And like you said, when you experiment in races and stuff, you can only change one thing at a time. Because
yeah,
then you could have come back to me and said, "Hey, by the way, I opened my hands and that's why I ran fast." But meanwhile, it was because you were patient in the beginning in your dry phase. And so I don't mind you experimenting.
yeah.
I think
I only
you just I'm listening to your own words, and not only
yeah,
your own words, your own actions. If
yeah.
balling your fist was actually better, then you would probably ball your fist from the very beginning.
I
But
mean,
you
in
just
all my
told me
races
that open hands is easier and more
in
range of
all
motion, and that would be my advice.
in all my races, I've balled my fist, and the only reason, open hand was better today was because my arms were wide on the start, like, they were filling the lane. like one hand on the right side of the lane, one hand on the left, which I don't
Hmm.
normally do. Normally it's like more closer together, which is why ball in my fist works. But because they're wide, open hand works better, and I feel like I'm more open with it. But I
Yeah,
feel like if I worked on the being open with board fist, it could work. But at the same time, the open hand was working with the new start I was trying. So
yeah. Well, again, you know why your range of motion is better open hand?
because you're more relaxed if your hands are open. Yeah,
Yep. Tight, tight,
yeah,
tight, 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 tight. Okay?
yeah,
When you're not tight, you are more open.
If you want live, personalized, frame by frame coaching, click the link below.
Look how relaxed that hand is, right? Look at
yeah,
this hand. Look at how open and relaxed they are. You see this?
yeah,
Let's go forward again. Look at this. This is more bald. Oh no, look. Nice and relaxed arm. Look at the guy
yeah,
next to him. Look at the guy next to him.
yeah,
Let's see. Look at how relax. Well, this one's a little tighter, but this one is open. Look at how this is relaxed. It's closed but relaxed.
yeah,
So yours don't look like that, in my opinion. Right?
yeah,
Oh, I can't zoom in. Look at this. Open, closed but relaxed. You see
yeah,
the difference between that and what you do?
yeah,
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if open is necessarily correct for you, but yours are closed and tight.
yeah. I mean, I'll open them in training. And I'll send you the results and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Just try it. What's it?
Yeah.
How do you spell Christian? Christian.
I mean, in the start, it feels more open to have my hands open when I'm starting wide. So maybe if I'm doing that with my normal start, I might, and with this technique, it'll be better.
Hmm. Just try it and see.
Yeah,
These are open. Not open, but they're relaxed.
yeah,
Every professional athlete,
yeah.
professional
Especially
sprinter that you're going to see.
Tyson Gay does it a lot. He opens his hand like a lot.
Yeah.